Okay, so I'm just going to go through the core and the breathing to start off with. So when we're doing Pilates, it's not about doing as many as you can, as fast as you can. It's about doing as many as you can properly. So if you can only do 2 properly, you only do 2. Okay, then you slowly work your way up. Then we focus on our core in Pilates. So we concentrate on our transverse abdominis, which is one of the deepest layers of muscle around our torso. So it wraps around our whole torso like a corset. That's why we often say tighten like you've got that corset on. So you're not necessarily tightening these like 6-pack abs on the top. You want to tighten those deep, deep muscles almost in the center of your body. But you want to feel like your whole abdominal and your back and your side is getting smaller and smaller. So you're like zipping up and tightening up while you're taking your belly button into your spine. I prefer not really concentrating on belly button, but just below the belly button. So if you feel your hip bones and you draw a line to the center, so it's below your belly button. So here's my belly button, here's the hip bone, okay? So it's kind of that pouch below the belly button. So the center of that pouch is what you want to concentrate on bringing inward, okay? So beeline is what we call it. So beeline into your spine, as well as trying to make your waist smaller. And then you should also feel your back muscles tighten and your pelvic floor as if you're trying to hold in your wee, okay? No squeezing of your bum muscles, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to try concentrate on that when we're lying down. And then with your breathing, we breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth. But out, like you're trying to fog up a mirror. That will also help you activate your core. Okay, so we're going to lie down with our feet fist distance apart. So feet and knees are fist distance apart. I want you to take your hands, you're going to feel your hip bones, and then you're going to put your fingers just to the inside of your hip bones. Now this is how you feel if you're activating that transverse abdominis. So you want to tighten up there, so like you're trying to tighten that corset. A very easy way to feel if you are tightening or how it feels when you tighten transverse abdominis is if you cough. So you can hold and you can do a cough. And you'll feel those muscles press up into your fingers. So you're not necessarily trying to press your tummy out. You are still trying to press your beeline in, so your belly button down in towards your spine. But those muscles pop up into your fingers, okay? So all I want you to do is we're going to inhale. Exhale, you're going to tighten those muscles. Concentrate on not tightening your butt. And then you're going to release it. And then we exhale, we tighten. So we're sinking belly button into the spine, and those muscles should pop up into your fingers. And then we release it. So don't be scared. You can really dig those fingers in so you can feel those muscles. And then we exhale and we tighten. And we release. See, those muscles around your anus can tighten, but like you're holding in a cup, okay? But your big glute muscles are not allowed to tighten. And you're going to tighten again. And we release. While we're doing this, you are making sure also that your shoulders are relaxed. And we tighten. And we release. Now with this, we're going to add a tilt. So you're going to flatten your back onto the mat. So you're welcome to still hold just to the inside of your hip bones. And you're going to exhale, flatten your back onto the mat, tilting pubic bone upward, and feel those muscles tighten. And then we slowly release back to neutral. So what neutral is, if you feel your hip bones, so you kind of make like a triangle. Hip bones, and then pubic bone. Those 3 muscles, so bones, so pubic bone and your 2 hip bones are on the same level, Okay, so your hands get flat. And then you get a tiny little arch in your lower back. And then we exhale and we tilt. So now pubic bone lifts. So now your fingers are a little bit higher than the hip bones. And then you return into neutral. And we exhale and we tilt, making sure those muscles are activating. And we release to neutral. And we tilt. So just keep doing that movement. And release. So you're concentrating on tightening pelvic floor, belly button into your spine, as if your whole torso is getting smaller. Okay, like you've got that corset on, it's getting smaller and smaller. Then I want you to also concentrate on your neck while you're doing this. So you're lengthening through the back of your neck, looking towards your knees. Okay, just keep with those tilts, making sure you're not activating those glute muscles. So the thing about Pilates is, if you're not going to try really hard to activate these muscles, Pilates will probably feel quite easy for you. Okay, so Pilates is all about how much effort you're going to put in. And sadly, I can't see if you guys are tightening those muscles the way you should, especially on Zoom. Okay. So, with those tilts, you're going to have your arms next to your sides and you really lengthen those arms and you press your arms into the mat. So those arms are also activated, especially these triceps here that we all hate so much, that all wobble when we wave, okay? So we are pressing those down and we are opening up our chest, pressing our shoulders into the mat. Okay, now from here we're going to add a pelvic curl. So we start from neutral and then we inhale. Exhale, we flatten the back onto the mat. We're tilting the pubic bone up as you slowly lift, one vertebra up at a time. So our goal with this one is to basically just loosen up our spine. We inhale and exhale, we're curling down from the top of the spine. You really want to try and get one vertebra down at a time. And then you return your pelvis to that neutral position. Inhale. Exhale, we flatten the back. Tilting pubic bone, we slowly lift. As you're lifting, think about transferring your knees towards your feet. That should make those hamstrings work a little bit harder. Then, without moving your feet, try bring your heels towards your glutes, and that will also make those hamstrings work a little bit harder. We inhale at the top, and we exhale, and we slowly curl down. Really try to lengthen your spine down. And again, we inhale. Exhale, flatten back onto the mat. Tilting pubic bone, and we lifting up. Make sure those inner thighs are also active. So you want to imagine you're squeezing an orange or a tennis ball between the knees. Inhale. And exhale, slowly curling down, one vertebra at a time. Inhale. Exhale, slowly up. Remembering that corset, you're getting those abdominals nice and tight. Tightening the waist. Inhale. And exhale, slowly contract it down. Last one, we inhale. And exhale, slowly up. Now we're just going to hold it here at the top while I talk a bit. Try lift a little bit higher. Remember, inner thighs are active, bringing your feet towards the glutes so those hamstrings are working. So if you're struggling to feel that one vertebra going down onto the mat at a time, you should do this with your feet on blocks or with your feet up on a wall at 90 degrees. And then you lift like that. That really helps you get into that lower back, which is often why most of us have sore backs, is because those muscles, they are so tight, and that will really help loosen them. Okay, now from the top, we're going to go into calf raises. So inhale, we lift up those heels and we slowly control them down. And we lift up for 2 and slowly down, pressing shoulders and arms into the mat. And we lift up for 3, slowly down. Lift up for 4 and control it down like something's preventing you from lowering them down. And we lift up 5 and we slowly lower. Lifting up for 6 and slowly down. Reaching up for 7, slowly down. And last one up for 8. And slowly down. Now we're going to go into little glute pulses. So you lower your hips. Before the glutes touch the floor, you stop. And then you exhale and you squeeze those hips back up. Really squeeze with those glutes, squeeze with those hamstrings. And we lower for 2. And we squeeze up. Remember, abs are in. And we lower for 3. And we squeeze up. Down for 4. And we squeeze up. Down for 5. And we squeeze up. Down for 6. And we squeeze up. Down for 7. Squeeze up. Last one for 8. And we squeeze up. And then we inhale. And we exhale, curl down, really lengthening the spine down along the mat. And then make sure your pelvis returns to neutral. And then we circle the arms round, interlace the fingers, hands go behind your head. Now with our chest lift, traditionally in Pilates, you keep this neutral pelvis. So you keep this little gap and you keep the pubic bone and the hip bones in line with each other. We're making sure that our chin doesn't come onto our chest. So imagine you're holding a little peach here. So that gap between the chin and the chest stays. So we inhale. Exhale, we lengthen up into a chest lift. So there's no movement happening here by our pelvis. We are sliding our ribs down to our hip bones, sinking those abdominals, trying to get shoulder blades off the mat. We inhale. And exhale, slowly down. And again, we inhale. Exhale, lengthening up for 2. Press your head a little bit back into your hands. Inhale. And exhale, we slowly control it down. Keeping those abdominals tight. Inhale. And exhale, slowly up. Holding, inhale. And exhale, slowly down. Keep going with your chest lift while I'm talking. Okay, so I find that some people really struggle to keep this neutral pelvis while they're doing their chest lifts because it puts too much strain in their lower back. So if you are not strong enough to keep your neutral pelvis with a slight gap here between the lower back and the mat, you're very welcome to go into that pelvic tilt where your back is flat on the mat. So you must just listen to your body, just so that you know though, with Pilates, you want that neutral pelvis because that's how your body is supposed to be when you are standing. So you want to exercise in the way your body needs to be when you are walking around and functional. Okay, but you also need to protect your body. So if that does put strain on your lower back, then please go into an imprint. Okay, inhale, exhale up. Now we're going to hold it here and go into a rotation. Keeping this chest lift, you're working those abdominals while I'm talking. Our hips and our legs, you imagine they are in concrete, so they do not move. We inhale. Exhale, we rotate towards the right, so without rolling over. And then you're going to return to the center. Exhale, over to the left. So you're looking just past the inside of the outside of that left thigh. And then you return to the center. Exhale over to the right. Inhale, slowly return. Exhale over to the left. Inhale, return. Keep going with your rotation while I'm talking. So you want to make sure that your shoulders are out of your ears. You're deepening those abdominals as much as you can without squeezing those bum muscles. You're keeping your elbows nice and wide. So you're just able to see those elbows in your peripheral vision. And remember your breathing. So in Pilates, you want to, and actually to be quite a noisy class, so you want to hear everybody exhaling like you're fogging up that mirror. So we inhale, and we inhale, and exhale, inhale, and exhale, inhale, and exhale. And then you're going to return to the center. Open your arms to a T and lower your head. Now, if for some reason you can't have your arms straight out into a T, just make sure your arms aren't above your shoulders. So either in line or a little bit below, and you can bend those arms into a bit of a rugby post if you need to. Now, when our legs are up, we go into imprint. So you flatten your back onto the mat. You float the right leg up, and then you float the left leg up. So this is our tabletop. So our knees are in line with our hips and our ankles are in line with our knees. But some people really struggle to keep their back flat on the mat here. So if that is you and you can't keep that imprint and those abs in, you're allowed to bring your knees a little bit closer. If you're strong enough and you want to work a little bit harder, you're very welcome to take those knees a little bit further away. Okay, so even though I'm talking, you should already be still working because you are trying hard to press low back down, ribs pressing down, tightening those abdominals, so tightening that corset. You are pointing into the feet. We are squeezing our knees together. Men really, really struggle in this position. Okay, so from here, we inhale, taking our legs over to the right, making sure our left arm and shoulder blade stay flat on the mat. You use your abdominals and you use your breath to exhale and return to the center. And then you inhale over to the left, lengthening out of your right hip because you need to keep your knees together and level with each other. That's why our legs aren't collapsing onto the floor. Exhale and return because we're keeping knees level and together. And then we inhale over to the right. So left oblique, muscle on the left side of the body works to exhale and return those legs. And then we inhale over to the left. Remember, you're lengthening through the back of the neck, so you're looking towards your knees. Exhale and return. And then to make it a little bit harder, we add a straightening of the legs. So we inhale over to the right. We exhale, straighten the legs. Inhale, we bend them. Belly button to the spine as you exhale and return to the center. Inhale over to the left. Exhale, we straighten. Inhale, we bend. And exhale, return. One more on each side. Inhale over to the right. Exhale, we straighten. Inhale, we bend. And slowly return. Last one. Inhale over to the left. Exhale, we straighten. Inhale, we bend. And slowly return to the center. Now from here, we're going to go into leg changes. So we lock our knees in this position. Movement comes out of your hip. So if you're going to tap the floor like that, it's not really going to do anything for your body, okay? So what we want is movement out of your hips. So your toe taps quite far away from you, and that already should make those abs work. So you using your transverse abdominis to keep your back pressing into the mat. So abs are working to do this movement. Okay, so let's just do a few on the right leg only. So we inhale, tip it down, and we exhale, bring it up. We inhale, tip it down for 2, and we bring it up. We tip it down for 3, and we bring it up. We tip it down for 4, and we bring it up. Now left leg. Inhale, tip it down for 1, and we bring it up. Down for 2, and we bring it up. Tip down for 3, and we bring it up. Down for 4, and we bring it up. Now we're going to change. Okay, so you're going to tip the right leg down. Now from here you inhale, and then exhale, you change for 1. And you change. So keep going. You keep trying to press lower back down. You're sinking that beeline. You're pressing those ribs down, pointing into the feet. So these exercises are really good for women because it works our transverse abdominis. So if you're going to have children or if you've had children, your transverse abdominis is what helps keep you together. So when your baby starts growing in your tummy, a lot of women have that diastasis recti where your muscles split open and then they struggle to ever get that flat tummy again. So this transverse abdominis, if it is strong before you fall pregnant, chances are you won't have that splitting. And if you've had children and you've had that splitting, this will help bring you back together. Okay, now from here, right leg, I want you to lengthen it down along the mat, point into that foot, and you're going to straighten your left leg up. If this puts too much strain on your lower back, bend the right leg slightly, and you can also even bend the left leg if you need to. But if possible, both legs are straight, and we flex into that left foot. So you want a nice straight leg so you can feel that stretch in the calf and also in the hamstring. And inner thigh is working with this exercise as we circle. So we inhale, exhale, circle the leg towards the body, down and around for 1. Hips are going to move a little bit, but try to keep them as still as you can. Inhale, exhale, we circle for 2. Inhale, exhale, circle 3. Remember, you want to hear yourself breathing, and we exhale. Inhale and exhale. Keep sinking those abdominals. Now we're going to reverse it. So you want to make sure that leg is still straight, you're still flexing. Really press that heel up to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, we circle away from the body, down and around for 1. Inhale. Exhale, circle 2. And circle 3. And we circle 4. Circle 5. Circle 6. Don't forget about the leg on the floor. It's still nice and straight, pointing that foot. Last time. And then we point that left foot. We lower it all the way down to the mat. Gently slide right leg up to tabletop. And we straighten it up. Okay, so you don't want to forget about the leg that's on the ground. We are really lengthening it if you can, if you're not struggling with the back. And you point that foot. So it's active. That thigh is tight. Right leg, straight, straight, straight. Flex that foot. Tighten abdominals. Inhale. Exhale, circle towards the body. Down and around for 1. And exhale, circle 2. Shoulders are also relaxed. We circle 3. Circle 4. Is that inner thigh working? We circle 5. We circle 6. We circle 7. And last one for 8. And then we reverse. Leg is still straight. Inhale. Exhale, circle away from the body. Down and around for 1. Exhale, we circle 2. We circle 3. circle 4, circle 5, circle 6, circle for 7, and last one for 8. We point into that foot, bend into that leg, and just place it down onto the floor, and then you're going to bend the left leg to join it. So feet and knees again are fist distance apart, and then we're going to reach our arms up behind us. Palms facing the ceiling. So when you can, make sure you're not arching. So you want to press down with those ribs. Pelvis is still in neutral, or back to neutral, should I say, and really tight on abdominals. We're going to do a hundreds prep. So inhale, arms move to the ceiling. Exhale, we're going to lengthen up into chest. So remember, don't tilt your pubic bone up. Keep that neutral if you can. Shoulders are relaxed, arms hovering just above the floor. We inhale, and exhale, we slowly return all the way. So if with this exercise, you are really using those abdominals and your neck is still hurting, leave the arm movement and support your head. Inhale, arms move for 2. Exhale, lengthen up. So you slide those rib bones down towards the hips. Inhale, and exhale, slowly down. Now, if you find this is too easy, I want you to bring your legs to tabletop. But when you bring your legs to tabletop, you flatten your back onto the mat and you float the legs up. Squeezing knees, point the feet. Inhale, arms move to the ceiling. And exhale up. Inhale. And exhale, you return. Inhale, arms move to the ceiling. Make sure you really tighten those abdominals before you lift. Inhale. And exhale, slowly return. Now, if this is too easy, you're allowed to straighten your legs. Inhale, arms move. Exhale, up into a chest of straightening the legs along the diagonal. Inhale. And exhale, we return. Inhale, arms move for 2. Exhale, we lengthen up. Inhale. Exhale, we return. Keep going. Now, if you've progressed up a stage and you're really struggling, go back to the one that you could do properly. Okay. Inhale, arms move. And exhale. Now we go into 100. So whichever one your body likes, straight legs, bent legs, all on the floor, all is fine, or even hands behind your head. You hold it there. If your arms are straight, we pump just the arms. Arms are straight, sink those abdominals, and we pulse. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. We're almost there. We've got 2 more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now leave your hands down next to your sides. Lower your head and you're going to bend the legs. Open your knees. Flex your feet are in a V. So I'm going to turn so you can see. So we like that. Okay. We're going to straighten the legs along the diagonal or to where you can without arching your back. Okay, so our lower backs are pressing into the mat. Our corsets are on, they're getting nice and tight. We are lengthening our arms down, shoulders pressing into the mat. So we inhale, straighten the legs, basically as low as you can go without arching your back. You squeeze those thighs together and slowly return. We inhale and we straighten for 2. So even if you are straightening right up to the ceiling, that's fine. And slowly we return. And we straighten for 3. So you really need to listen to your body. And slowly we return. We straighten for 4. Keep pressing that lower back into the mat. And we return. And we straighten, sinking that beeline as deep as you can. And slowly we return. And inhale, we straighten. Press shoulders into the mat. Exhale, return. Lengthening through the back of your neck. So you're looking towards those feet. Inhale, we straighten. And slowly return. Now I want you to take your legs straight up to the ceiling and point into the feet. Our back is still in imprint. We're going to lower the legs to where you can without arching or letting that tummy pop out. So sinking that beeline, we inhale, lower the legs down just to where you can before you arch that back. And then exhale, you flex and return. Inhale, we point down for 2. And we flex back up. And we point down for 3. And we flex back up. We point down for 4. And we flex back up. We point down for 5. And we flex up. Pointing down for 6. And then from here, bend the legs, place the feet onto the mat and just slide them nice and long. So our legs are squeezing together, our feet are pointed, we reach the arms up. You want to make sure you're not arching the lower back or arching here at the top. So we again press the ribs down, tighten those abdominals. Arms aren't resting on the mat, they're just a little bit lifted. Palms are facing each other. We inhale, lifting the arms, followed by the head and chest. Now in this position, we are pressing our lower back down and we're tilting our pubic bone up. That will help activate those abdominals. And then you're going to exhale slowly. Now at the top, your back is rounded like a capital C shape. Shoulders and hips are in line. Then we inhale and we exhale, curling down one vertebra at a time. Ribs stay pressing down as you reach the arms back. Inhale, lifting the arms, head and chest. Exhale, slowly up. Relaxing those shoulders. It's all in those abdominals. Inhale. And exhale, curl down. As you're curling down, imagine somebody's got your toes and they're pulling you away. So you're really lengthening as you curl down. Now, if you can't come all the way up, we inhale, lifting arms, head and chest. And then you exhale just up to there. And then you come back down. If you're all the way up, we inhale. And exhale, curl down. If you can just about come up, then you take a pillow, you place it here where your back arches, and then you try again. Inhale, lifting arms, head and chest. And exhale, slowly curl up. I don't want any hands on the floor helping you up. If you can't do it on your own, using those abdominals, you don't come all the way up. Inhale. And exhale, we slowly curl down. I'm just going to get a pillow to show you guys what I'm talking about. So a pillow like that. In the arch of the back. Inhale, lifting the arms, head and chest. And exhale, slowly up. Inhale. And exhale, curling down. Keep tilting pubic bone up towards the ceiling. And you're going to get one vertebra down at a time. And reaching arms back. Inhale, lifting the arms, head and chest. Tilting pubic bone, belly button to the spine as you exhale. So to do this, you need strong abdominals and a loose spine, especially in that lower back. So if you have extremely strong abs and a tight back, you'll still be able to come up. But you want a nice balance. Inhale, lifting arms, head and chest. And exhale up. That's why if you do that pelvic curl with the legs up on the wall, that will also help you do this exercise. Okay, at the top, you're going to sit up tall. So sitting on top of those sitting bones. You can move the flesh away if you need to. And then you're going to open the legs just so that they're in line with your hips. Okay? And then you flex your feet. You want to sit up tall as if you're up against a wall. Some people cannot sit like this because their hamstrings are too tight. If that is you and you can't get this up tall, you're allowed to bend those legs a little bit. So a lot of you might be like that. Okay, and you just cannot get up tall. Then please bend your legs and then sit up tall. Okay, so chest through the arms. So we want to imagine that we're up against a wall and we're rolling up and down against that wall. Arms in front, press down with the shoulders. We inhale. Exhale, chin to chest, belly button in as you curl down one vertebra at a time. You want to keep your arms parallel to the mat and you can relax your head so you get more of a stretch into the back and the neck. Inhale and exhale, we curl back up, restacking that spine up against that wall. Up tall, chest through the arms. So at the top, you should feel those back extensors are working and you're keeping those abs in. Inhale, exhale, chin to chest as we curl down. We're keeping our feet flexed so we get a good stretch into those hamstrings, maybe even into those calves. Inhale and exhale. We use those abdominals to restack the spine, keeping shoulders out of our ears. Okay, inhale and exhale, we reach forward. Now when I say reach forward, I don't want you to reach with those arms so that your shoulders come up into your ears. Shoulders stay pressing down. You reach from the crown of your head. Inhale and exhale, slowly curl back up. Same at the top. You get up nice and tall from the crown of your head. Just having a good posture. Keep going, curl forward. Just having a good posture. So like when you're walking around or standing, you concentrate on that string pulling you up tall from the crown of your head. And just that will tighten your transverse abdominals. Inhale. And exhale, you're reaching forward. Belly button into the spine. Inhale. And exhale, slowly curl up. Now from here, I want you to bring the legs back together, keeping your feet flexed, and you're going to open your arms out to the sides. I'm going to turn and face you. Okay, so with this, we're twisting from the waist, not from our hips. So because we're twisting from the waist, our legs aren't doing that. Okay, so our hips are still, our feet are still, our big toes stays together. Okay, arms to the side. Let's turn our palms up to the ceiling. So we're again up tall. If you're struggling, bend those legs. I want a nice upright back. Belly button is in, we inhale. Exhale, we twist to the right. And then inhale, we return to the center. And then exhale, we twist to the left. And inhale, return to the center. So if your legs are moving, you're going too far for your body. Now we're going to double pulse it. So we exhale, second exhale, go a little bit further. And then inhale, we return. Shoulders are pressing down to the left. Inhale, return. Deepen those abdominals to the right. Inhale, we return to the left. Inhale, we return to the right. Inhale, we return to the left. Inhale, return to the right. Inhale, return. Last one to the left. Inhale, return, and you can gently lower the arms. Okay, from here, we're going to go into a rolling like a ball. So I'm going to give you two options. So you're going to hold behind the knees, you curl a little bit back, and you lift the feet up. So if you want to roll like a ball, you need to be in the shape of a ball. So you have to take your eye line to your belly button, and you really concentrate on this lower back. But again, if your lower back is tight, you aren't going to roll. You're kind of going to like fall on the mat, and it's even going to make a funny noise. I don't know if I can do it. Let me see if I can do it for you. Okay, do you see how you don't roll? You kind of like collapse, and it like makes this funny noise. So that's why you need to round. So you're shortening the distance between the ribs and the hip bones, shoulders pressing down. You keep this shape. You inhale, roll back, and then you exhale up. Okay, but before we get there, we're going to do slow rolling like a ball. So we inhale, you exhale, and you slowly use those abdominals to get lower back down, and then all the way down. You try to use your abdominals to control this movement all the way down and then all the way up. So inhale, lift your head, and exhale up. So eye line on the belly button. Try to keep shoulders out of your ears. Okay, inhale. Exhale, we try to control it down. Sinking belly button or beeline in as much as you can as you come down. And then we inhale, lifting the head. And exhale, slowly up. So if this is difficult, you keep doing this one. If you find it's a little bit easier, you can do the faster version, where you hold onto the shins. You try to keep the distance between your heel and your glutes the same. So you want to kick your legs back. And then you inhale, curl back. And then you exhale up without letting your feet touch the floor. Inhale, curl back. And exhale up. Inhale, curl back. Exhale up. This is a very nice back massage. So if you've got a sore back or sore muscles from exercise, it's such a nice massage on the back. Use the breathing. The breathing really helps. One more. And then you can place the feet down. Feet and knees are fist distance. We slowly curl down, leaving our hands down next to our sides. Bring your feet a little bit closer and making sure that feet and knees, again, fist distance. Lengthening arms down next to your sides. Press shoulders down. We're going to go into a shoulder bridge. So we inhale. Exhale. We flatten the back onto the mat. Scoop through the pelvis and we lift the hips up. Okay. Now in our shoulder bridge, we want to keep our hips level with each other. So you really have to use your glutes, your hamstrings, to keep those hips up. And then you also want to use those inner thighs to prevent your legs from falling out or falling in. Okay, so all those things are going to be happening. So firstly, we tighten those abdominals all the way around, okay? And then we're going to squeeze your left glute, your left hamstring, your left inner thigh as hard as you can. And you float your right leg without the hips lowering. And you just hold it there. Okay, so that inner thigh is working, keeping your knee in line with your hip. The glute and the hamstring is working to prevent that right hip from dropping. Okay, and then from here, straighten that leg up, point that foot. We inhale, lower that leg down towards the mat. And we exhale and we flex it back up. We inhale, point down 2. Flex up. Point down 3. Flex up. Down 4. And up. For 5, press shoulders into your mat. For 6, so we're opening that chest. For 7, Leg is still straight, last one for 8. And we bend that leg. We place it down. Hips stay up. But you'll probably find those hips are dropped. So we lift them up again. We squeeze right glute, right hamstring, right inner thigh. We float the left leg and we just hold it. Okay. Make sure all those muscles are working. Lift the hips up a little bit higher. Make sure that transverse abdominis is still tight. And then we're going to straighten that left leg, point that foot. And we inhale, lower it down. And exhale, flex up. We point down 2, we flex up. Point down 3, flex up. Point down 4, and up. Down for 5, belly button in. For 6. For 7. Last one for 8. Bend that leg and we place it down. Inhale and exhale, we curl down. This time you're going to keep your back in imprint. You're going to float right leg to tabletop, left leg to tabletop. We're squeezing the knees, we're pointing into the feet. Your hands come onto your knees. So if you are using those abdominals and your neck is still hurting, you leave the arm movement and you support your head. Inhale. Exhale, we come up into chest lift. So we try to get shoulder blades off the mat. We keep them off the mat. We sink abdominals a little bit more. We inhale, straighten arms, straighten legs without arching lower back. And we exhale, circle round. Inhale, we straighten 2. Exhale, circle round. Straighten 3, strong legs, circle round. If you're straightening up to the ceiling, that's fine. 4, circle round. Listen to your body. We straighten and we exhale, circle round. Inhale, we straighten. Exhale, circle round. Inhale, straighten and we circle round. Now from here, just quickly lower your head. We're going to do single leg stretch. So with single leg stretch, we straighten the right leg. Okay. Now what I want is those toes to be on the same level. Okay. So I don't want that toe down there and I don't want it up there. I want it to be on the same level as if they're both on like touching a piece of glass. Okay. And then just return that leg. So again, up into your chest lift. If you're struggling with the neck, hands come behind your head. If not, you straighten the left leg. Okay? Left hand comes onto the right knee, right ankle, right hand to the right ankle. Okay? We inhale, exhale, we change 1. We change 2. We change 3. Change 4, tighten those abdominals. We change 5. We change 6. Change 7. We change 8. Return to the center. Now circle the arms right into those fingers. Hands come behind your head. Exact same thing with the legs, but we rotate this time. So straighten left leg. Rotate to the right without moving your pelvis. So you rotate to the bent leg. Inhale. Exhale, we change for 1. Exhale, change 2. Press lower back into mat, change 3. Change 4, elbows stay wide. And we change. Change, breathe. Return to the center. You're going to give your knees a quick little hug. And then you're going to roll over onto your side. Okay, when we're lying on our side, bottom arm nice and straight and long, turn your palm to face the ceiling. We're resting our head down. And then I want you to try lift your waist a little bit. So there's a little gap between your body and the mat. You want to try and keep that shape. So it's activating those obliques in your transverse abdominals so you're not collapsing here at the top. Okay. So we're lifting, we are tightening those abdominals, and our toes are just a little bit to the front. Hand on top of the thigh, if you're losing your balance, in front of your belly button for support. Top shoulder is out of your ears. Okay. We inhale, exhale, we lift the legs up. Try keep heels together, and then we inhale to hover. Exhale, we lift up for 2. So you can even feel this oblique working. And hover, keeping belly button into your spine. And we reach it up for 3. And slowly down. And it's not about how high you are lifting. We are lengthening our legs away and lifting. And we lower. And we reach it up, 5. And lower, sinking that belly button. And lifting up, 6. And we lower. We reach up, 7. And we lower. Last one for 8. Now we hold it here, making sure you haven't collapsed into the mat. Reach top arm. We're lifting just the top leg for 1. And lower. Torso is nice and still. We lift 2. And lower. Tightening that corset, we lift 3. And we lower. We reach up 4. And we lower. Reach it up, 5, and we lower. Lengthen up, 6, and lower. Lengthen up, 7, and lower. Your feet don't have to be pointed or flexed, just relaxed is fine. Now keep that top leg there. Make sure you haven't collapsed again. We lift just the bottom leg to where you can for 1, and then hover it. Up 2, and hover. For 3, and hover. For 4, and hover. For 5. For 6. For 7. Last one for 8, and everything can come down. Okay, then we're going to go over onto the other side. Okay, bottom arm nice and long, palm facing the ceiling. So we lift the waist up, so a little gap between the body and the mat. Tighten belly button, toes just a little bit in front. So you're almost in a little bit of a banana shape. Okay, top arm long if you can, or else in front of the belly button. Inhale. Exhale, we lift the legs up. Feet, heels stay together if you can, and down to hover. We lengthen up 2. And we hover. We lengthen up 3, shoulder out of your ear, and we lower. Lengthen up 4, and lower. If your neck is very uncomfortable here, you can have a little pillow here, a tiny little pillow. And lengthen up 6, and we lower. Lengthening up 7, and lower. Up for 8, hold it here. Top arm reaches up, or on the mat if you're losing your balance. Top leg lifts for 1. And lower. Still this gap between the body and the mat. Up 2. Lengthen up 3. Reaching up 4. Lengthen for 5. Shoulders are relaxed. Up 6. Remember your breathing. 7. Hold it. We lift the bottom leg to where we can. Up 1. Inhale, lower. Exhale up 2. And we lower. Exhale up 3. And lower. For 4. And lower. Reach up 5. Lower. 6. Last one. And both legs come down. Okay, you should feel that top oblique has worked hard. And then we're going to roll over onto our stomachs. From here, I want you to take your arms back. You do not rest them on the floor. You do not wrap them around your bum. They are at the side seams of your pants, and you are squeezing them there. So you're trying to make sure there's no gap between your body and the arms, okay? Besides squeezing the arms, you also want to squeeze your shoulder blades. Then your belly button is into your spine as if you've got a block of ice underneath your belly button and you're trying to get your belly button away from it, okay? So always belly button sucking into your spine. You are pressing your pubic bone into the mat. Eye line stays on the mat, so your head and neck are in line with the spine, okay? So we lift just the upper body. So we inhale up. Try your chest off the mat, and then exhale, we lower. Watching where that eye line is. Inhale, we lengthen up for 2. Squeezing shoulder blades, and slowly down. Inhale, lengthen up for 3. Set belly button into your spine, and slowly down. Inhale, lengthen up for 4. Exhale down. So again, it's not about height. You're lengthening up for 5. And slowly down. Are you squeezing those arms? Inhale, lengthen up for 6. Exhale, slowly down. Inhale, we lengthen up for 7. And slowly down. Last one, up for 8. And slowly down. Now you can bend the arms and rest your forehead down onto your hands. We're going to lift just the legs. If you can, I want those legs squeezing together, which includes those heels. So squeeze your heels. If this puts too much strain on your lower back, you're welcome to open the legs. Okay. So we're pressing pubic bone into the mat, belly button into the spine. We inhale and we lift just the legs. Try to keep those legs straight. And then we exhale, lower them down. Inhale, we lift for 2. And slowly down. Belly button to your spine as you inhale, lift up 3. And slowly down. Inhale up for 4. And slowly down. Inhale, we reach up for 5. And slowly down. Inhale, lengthen up for 6. And slowly down. Inhale, up for 7. Slowly down. And last one, up for 8. And slowly down. Now I want you to straighten the arms in front. So we're going to do a slow swimming. So it's opposite arm and leg. And your pelvis needs to stay still. So I don't want any rocking of your hips. Okay. So again, you're pressing pubic bone into the mat, belly button into the spine. Keep shoulders out of your ears. So if you're struggling, open your arms a little bit wider, almost into a V. So we inhale, lift right arm, left leg, and the upper body just a little bit. So you're lengthening as if somebody's pulling your arm and pulling your leg away from each other. And then we exhale and we lower. Other side. Inhale, lengthen. Eye stays on the mat, keeping head in line with the spine. And slowly down. Other side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, down. Keeping your hips nice and still. Inhale up. So you're not rocking from side to side. Slowly down. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, slowly down. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, down. One more on each side. Inhale, we reach up. Exhale, down. Last one, reaching up. And slowly down. Just slide your hands to midrib and then press yourself up onto all fours. So in all fours, knees underneath your hips, hands underneath your shoulders. Open your fingers nice and wide And if you struggle with the wrists, you want to make sure that you also put some weight into the tips of those fingers. So you can even imagine that you've got like a bag underneath your hand that you're trying really hard not to squash. So it's almost like you're gripping like that. Okay, not quite so bad. Okay, and then you're not sitting in your hips. So you, in your shoulders. So you press away from the floor and we're going to go into a cat stretch. So you're going to inhale, lift your head, chest through the arms. Now some people's backs don't like this arching. So you're very welcome to just be in that neutral position. But if you can, you're allowed to arch. And then on an exhale, chin to chest, and you're going to curl up towards the ceiling. Tilting pubic bone forward. You really want to try round, especially that lower back. And then inhale, we lengthen and extend. Pressing away from the floor, eyeline lifts, chest through the arms, arching if it feels nice on the back, tail going to the ceiling. And exhale, we curl, pressing pubic bone forward. And inhale, we lengthen and extend. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lengthen and extend. Exhale, curl. Inhale, we lengthen. Keeping belly button into the spine the whole time. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl. Last time, inhale and extend. And exhale, curl. Now from here, bring big toes together. Open the knees. And then press back. So glutes onto the heels. Keep your back rounded for now. And then you can lengthen the arms in front, lowering the chest towards the mat. If you can, you can rest far down, or you can lie onto the one face cheek. Just hold it here and breathe. And when you feel ready, you can slowly come up. And that's our session for today. Thanks for joining me.